Hey friends, it's Dawn the Recovery Lady and welcome to Holi-Daze 3. If you've been with me for a while, this is the third holiday season where I am talking about the holidays, how we can feel crazy, maybe like we're going crazy, being made crazy, and just can't seem to juggle it all. So I'm going to give you the 4 top tips that you need to keep safe and sane this holiday season. So let's get to it. Number 1, press into your faith system. Whatever it is to you, your faith system, press into that. That's what this holiday season is about. For Christians, we love the Lord with all our heart, mind, and soul. And it is honoring Christ for his birthday. Press into that if you're celebrating Kwanzaa, if you're Jewish, if whatever your faith system is, press into that this season. Number 2, avoid the traps. The traps are buying in to the insanity of the season, getting the gifts, being so busy that you don't even leave a small window for your faith to exist. Don't fall into one of the road traps. And as part of that, avoid triggers. You're in recovery for any reason, drugs, alcohol, sex addiction, shopping. Wow, what a dangerous time of year. Make sure that you are setting up some really carefully planned detours so that you are not falling into the traps. Don't be going to the big booze bash if you're trying to maintain sobriety. Don't be, disable your apps if you're in shopping addiction and you tend to just overbuy so much. Avoid the road traps. Number 3, build a support system. If you have to go somewhere and do something this holiday season that you know is going to be a challenge to your overall mental health, and you just leave going, oh, I am so glad that's over. Well, I hear this a lot with families when people aren't distinguishing between difficult and destructive people. It's okay to engage with difficult people. What's your coping strategy? You don't want to go and be there alone? You maybe don't like somebody who's sitting at the table, or maybe you don't even like the food. Bring a friend. Bring your BFF. You know what? There is always somebody who is alone in the holiday season. Bring a support system. Have some codes between you. I'd like some more gravy, something that's, a grounding technique between you. Don't go in there and try to do it alone. You get to control your overall mental health and wellness in this holiday season. And the 4th one is be willing to compromise. It is so important. Y'all know I'm an empty nester. I don't know why I say y'all. I'm from Detroit. We don't say that. I don't know where it came from. I'm Polish. I'm not even Southern. Anyway, y'all know that I'm an empty nester with an adult child who was married in the last year or so. And now it's about blending families because my one married child has 2 families. And I was super blessed to have had my one child marry into a family that is so inclusive that I am always welcome, and my other child is always welcome. And you may not have had that. I know there's families when they have a child that gets married and it's like, we want our tradition, they have their tradition, and it leaves the young couple very conflicted. So we'd spend 1 year here and 1 year there. Be willing to compromise. If you're geographically in the same area, try to blend as much as you can. And if you have a sacred thing, I'll give you an example. One of my kids was born on a holiday and then near a holiday, depending on the year. And they have a very important tradition. And even though there is a family blending that, we're going to honor later in the day, the tradition is so important during the day that I make sure I am available to follow through with that child to honor it. Don't make decisions for others. Be willing to compromise. You may not want to blend with other people. Push yourself. Because you know what? If you're an empty nester and these are your adult kids, you may not be fortunate like I was to just have my child marry into a very accepting family, but do what you can do. You know what you can't do, do what you can do. And don't allow that to rob the joy. And hey, it may not go your way and you're probably maybe not going to get what you want, but part of growth is change. So let's review those 4. We have stick to your faith system. That should be the number one thing. And if you have no faith system and you perceive holidays as just kindness, joy, press into the kindness and joy. Number 1, avoid the road traps. You see a pothole coming up, especially if it's for your sobriety, a trigger, make sure that you have planned in advance for that. Make sure that you don't get sucked into making this about making you so much busier shopping and doing things that aren't really necessary. You end up sick at the end of the season. Number 3, have your support system built in, and it's okay to bring a friend to a difficult situation. Just ask. People are generally very generous around the holiday season, and they will let you bring someone. And lastly, be willing to compromise. My name's Dawn. I'm a licensed behavioral health clinician, the Recovery Lady, and I thank you so much for joining me here today. Keep these 4 tips with you. Have a blessed holiday season. Keep safe, sane, and sober. Nothing is worth compromising your sanity, and be willing to grow and bend a little bit. Love you guys. God bless you.